more of a mention than it is a discussion. Hey, 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 ooh. Uh-oh. Are you showing me? Are you showing? Oh, because you ain't supposed to be. Oh, God damn it. Oh, that went wrong. And now the first thing that shows on the screen is gonna be me. And that ain't what it's supposed to be. But it, oh gee, because it happens and it's me. And I'm rapping and I'm spitting and I'm snapping and I'm clean, so I don't need no napkins. Come on, let's do it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It is time to discuss what's going on in the nerd sphere. Plenty to discuss. So I hope y'all is ready to discuss with us. It is obviously us, the New Blurred Order, here to discuss things in our Blurred Church session every Saturday morning. Y'all already know what it do. Why is that happening? Why is that happening? I am not pushing any buttons and it keeps on coming off. I'm going to have a meltdown live on the air. Please don't let that happen. It would be entertaining though. So if it does, no pressure. But anyway, man, we are here to go ahead and talk about this week's episode of Mandalorian, amongst a whole bunch of other things. Yes. Just in case you did not know. Oh, I know why it's happening because I didn't put it on loop. Idiot! I thought I was at. You know. Anyway, sorry. You were witnessing live production in the making. Yes, sir.
BTS.
Let me shut up. So, not only do we have an episode of Mandalorian to discuss, which we will discuss the Mandalorian's reparations this morning, hallelujah, including special guest star. You know who this is? If you don't, stay tuned because we're going to talk about it. And there was some news this week. What the heck is going on with my man Kane? Well, listen, it seems to have come full circle. So maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't, but it's worth at least a mention. A couple other things on the docket, man. Darkseid, a project, Zack Snyder, man, he won't go away softly or silently. And hey, we'll see if it's worth mentioning or not. Let's discuss. We also have some new news about something brewing in the Wonder Man universe. Yeah, my brain's pulling on up Demetrius Gross. It's like he's gonna be the Grim Reaper. So let's talk about that. Speaking of you know what? This is a terrible segue, so I ain't even gonna try it. But check it out. If you're a video game player like we are, look. The Ghost of Tsushima, Munn Reed, Tyrone, and Ty's favorite games to play with our homegirl Stephanie and Omar. Maybe getting a live action debut. And none other than the dude that made John Wick, which is a dope director, might be handling that. I'm looking forward to that. Let's discuss. On the Minnie's battery just died. Oh my God, yeah, what a mess. Oh my God. Tune in for this train wreck this morning, y'all. Jesus Christ. Anyway, a couple of announcements. We do have the homie Yvette Nicole Brown, who will be pulling up to the show April 15th. So make sure y'all lock it in. Tell a friend, and let's go ahead and bring some dividends to the party. The cookout is going to be live and open to all who want to attend. Shout out this morning to the homie Steph, who can't make it because she out there doing big things. Look, she even got baby girl from the Abbott Elementary show, the principal. Y'all know she is hilarious. One of the funniest ones on there, in my opinion. But this week, we also are live at MegaCon, and we gonna talk about what we seeing in the MegaCon universe right here in the good old Orlando. And so we gonna make sure y'all know what's going on. Oh man, this big thing's popping. I am joined this morning by none other. Well, first of all, it is I, Vince Taylor, not from the Spider-Man cave this morning, but reporting live from right outside of the MegaCon convention itself. I'm joined by none other than Tyrone as of right now in Cerebro, and we got Nolly standing outside in the field. What's going on? She's gonna be our field reporter for the day. It's gonna be crazy. We're expecting Yaz to pull up at any moment, but she's doing some stuff with Bruce Wayne right now. But as y'all already know, this is the New Blurred Order. Go ahead, let her know, Yvette, what it do.
I love the New Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass ninja with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Whoa. Oh my God! What a mess! What a mess! Anyway, man, this is what happens when you do things outside the studio.
Traditional MegaCon Day broadcast. Like this is how they should go.
Thank you. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? Before I jump off this balcony. Just kidding. Just jokes. Bad jokes, but still jokes. What's going on, y'all? We are live and direct. Some of us are in the Orlando area. Some of us are up north. And we are joined, surprised, by Steph, who I honestly didn't know was going to pull up today. So, surprise, special, normal co-host. I would have called her a guest, but she's not. She's one of us.
Not just the
like that. You know, you saying you might not be here on the first.
Yeah, but that doesn't make
your
me
voice
a guest. Jeez.
Okay, all right, just playing. Well, listen, I don't know. We are always elated to have you here, so I'm just happy because we don't know where in the world is Steph San Diego. We just happy that you could join us this morning. Where you at anyway, Steph? Where you at anyway? Just let us know.
I'm in Austin, Texas right now. So I'll be here for probably like 2 minutes, but I had a moment of sitting still and I was like, I should dial in. So hello.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We just bigged you up too. Thanks for joining us, man. We talked about how you had your special guest on. Tell us how that happened, man. What went on? How did you get baby girl from the young lady, I should call her, Abbott Elementary, to pull up?
So I was in Minnesota for the Black and Funny Improv Festival. Amazing. And she was speaking at the University of Minnesota that same weekend. A couple folks had talked about it on social media and were like, yo, we got to try and get her to come to the festival. We got to get her to come to the festival. So I will say I was not the only, sorry, it's loud. I'm in the streets. I was not the only person to tag her. I know a couple of people had tweeted and tagged her in different posts and things. But I know for a fact that when I posted about her in my Instagram story, she saw it because the story showed you who saw it. I was like, oh, Janelle James saw my story. Like, who knows what happened? So I think it was Saturday night at the festival. I was like, there were shows going on. I had just finished performing. I was hanging out in the lobby, chopping it up with one of my friends about my set. And she came in and I was like, oh, she's here. And I'm like trying to be cool, but y'all know I'm not cool. So I just went over.
Come on now.
I went over and said hello and was like, hi, we're so happy that you made it. Welcome to the festival. I was telling her a little bit about the shows. I was like, yeah, we have Black improvisers here from all over the world, shows going on all weekend. Like, we're just so glad that you decided to come out. She was like, okay, thank you. She was very nice and also very much gave the impression like, sis, I'm here to see some shows. Like, let's not make this a production. So I was trying to be cool. So she went in and watched one of the shows. It was actually the Blackout Founders set, which is like the team that pretty much started this. The two guys that started the festival are on that team. So I was like, oh, like it's cool that she's getting to see like really the root of the festival. So that was great. And then she got up to leave like probably like a minute or two before the lights came on. I kind of think that she felt like, oh, the lights are about to come up and I'm about to get swarmed. Like, it's not what I'm here for. But on her way out, she came to say bye and tell me she enjoyed the show. I was like, oh, she came to talk to me. We're best friends now. And I was like, can we take a picture with you? Like some of the performers? And she was like, yeah, sure. You know, if we do it like on the way out. And I was like, okay. So I had like low key quick told a couple of my friends, like, Janelle James is here. She's sitting right there. She's here. She's sitting right there. So some of them, when they saw me leave, came out too. So we were able to get a photo with her. She was super nice, so gracious. And I'm just really excited. Like, she really came out, showed love to her people, and supported the festival. So shout out to Janelle James for just being incredible, for sliding in there real quiet. But we see you, sis. We see you out there supporting Black comedy, being a woman of the people, and it was just an awesome experience.
Well done, Steph. Yo, listen, I'm just gonna go ahead and big up Steph, okay? Because some of y'all don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and Steph has a magnetic energy that attracts celebs. somehow.
Thank
If
you.
it wasn't for Steph, I'm gonna give her all of the props, because if it wasn't for her mentioning, I believe it was what's the character's
Patty
name again?
Jenkins.
It's
Oh yes,
on
Agent
Shield. She's
Shield.
Agent Phyllis Jenkins, Agents
yeah.
of Shield. And then we made the video. Yeah, we chopped up the video and posted it, but she liked the video, posted it, reposted it, and then talked to us and was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull on up, and did it at 7 in the morning West Coast time at that. And not only that, it was also Steph who put the energy out there to connect us with Omar, Black Girl Problems, with Tiffany Star Child. Like, a lot of the stuff going on that's bringing these things to the forefront is happening because of some of the energy that Steph puts out there, despite all the the masculine over toxic energy that ensues as a result of some of the posts that we have. It is met well and matched and balanced by what she brings to the table. So, man, shout out to our sis Steph, man. Like, we couldn't do this without you. With or without you, like, I mean, on the show, like, your energy is still felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what we definitely want to have you here. So thank you for pulling up. We definitely also have Nolly. Nolly says she just saw Emo Jesus walk by. She is reporting live from right outside the MegaCon Convention Center. What are you seeing right now, Nolly?
My man was walking with a whole cross on his back, and I said, "Is this what we doing right now, Emo Jesus?"
Why not? I mean,
you know what? When in Rome, right? When in Rome.
I see what you did there.
But I've seen some cute things. I saw some parents with their cute little babies all dressed up. I saw a Mandalorian. Yaz just passed by, so I'm waiting for her to come out. It's hot.
Yes.
I'm a little too fat for this, so we're going to see how I make it today. Okay? I wore extra deodorant just in case.
Yes, man. Yes. Thank you.
MegaCon is
those
like,
y'all don't know, like
any
I said, we done already did a little time at MegaCon. Sorry, Tyrone. I was talking.
Oh no, I was just gonna say any convention is if you can let deodorant slide at any place, it is a convention. Conventions just
I refuse
be
to
like
be
that.
one of those.
Oh, boy. It is a thing. It is a whole thing. And we'll have to talk about that on one of our future panels. But we done already been out there. We done had, we done been out there. We pulled up as Catwoman with Yaz. And she even got it on with the original Batman, who's now Steph's new favorite comic book character. We'll discuss that as well. Oops, I did it again. I put her on blast by her little friend. I'm gonna shut up now. Oops, I made too much noise. Oh, jeez. Okay. And this was yesterday doing my little thug bizzle, repeating, but it's all good. Is it okay if you wear one outfit twice a year? Just asking for a friend. We'll see. Yes, thanks, Tyrone. And this is Kiki yesterday, who actually attended with us, and she met her counterpart right there. And yes, we are here today, and we about to go ahead and do it again, man. So at some point in time, you guys will pull up. So we might have a shorter show today because we have things to do, each and every one of us. But we definitely wanted to discuss some of the hot topics. Now, I've been made aware that maybe everybody don't want to discuss this topic, so we may not talk in depth about this just yet. We're going to start off with the Mandalorian, but there was a whole weird sequence of events that went down with this whole thing today. We'll save that for a little later, though. For right now, let's talk about Mando, because the Mando episode this week was on the fleek. If you was in the know, all right, I'm not trying to keep this on the screen on purpose. It's just happening like that. If you're in the know about Mando, then you'll probably realize that this week was pretty eventful, and I know one of us is Mando-phobic, so we might not go to him or he or her, whoever that may be. I'm not naming no names, you know what I'm saying? But Mandophobia is a real thing. And I'm just playing. It's not. It's legit something I just made up on the fly just now. But this week's episode was kind of crazy, and if I'm not mistaken, I normally do the thumbs up, thumbs down, but in this because of time, we'll go ahead and cut that out. But Nolly, you really dug this show, according to. Hold on.
I might have to go and come back. I didn't watch it yet. And It's me and Bay's show, so I can't watch without him. I can't watch until I get back in town on Sunday.
Now she announced it herself.
This is the way.
Thank you. This is the way.
And she just put herself out there.
What?
This is not the way, Steph. We came first. I don't know this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me.
I don't know him from this
I'm
man on the
legit
street.
hating right now. Like,
Well, I do.
I'm just keeping it 100.
Listen, I'm going to talk about my boo this way. All right. I can participate in anything else, but that's our show. But I really I enjoy having a show. I haven't had a show with a person in a while. This is very exciting for me. So I honor it.
First of all, we have Love is Blind, so you're right.
I apologize, Nally. You're right. You're right.
Respect on our relationship. Thank you.
That's true. We've been texting about Love is Blind. But I can come back in 10 minutes, probably.
I guess.
It's funny because I can't tell if Vince's computer has frozen in the most amazing spot or if he's doing a bit. Oh, it's frozen. Okay.
Oh, I thought he was just that upset. I was like, damn, Vince is really upset with me right now.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is the way. This is the way now. We're waiting on Bay for discussions of the day. Steph Ray.
This is the wait.
You got Vince angry freestyling right now, man. This is just it's a whole
thing.
Hey,
I'm trying to have a good day, but Steph Ray is talking about Bay. We out at MegaCon trying to cosplay, and she out here really with that bullshit for the day. So I'm just saying.
Whoa!
I'm saying Steph did. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Don't.
These are jokes, by the way. I do stand up.
Fights. Let's not
You know I'm playing, man. Look, anybody that can turn Steph into a DC fan definitely deserves my credit. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to break news. This just in: Stephanie just recently redecorated her apartment with Batman memorabilia.
Okay, lies. Lies. It is not that bad.
She said maybe white supremacy ain't all that bad.
I mean, you gotta respect the guy who has his own enterprise, right? I mean, a manor.
I watched a few episodes of the animated.
I love
series.
Nepo babies.
Listen.
Please.
Me and Batman are not friends. Okay. I hate him. I'm learning to hate him less. Bay is a big fan. This matters to him. He's really trying to indoctrinate me into Batman. I am allowing it to an extent because relationships are all about compromise. But I wouldn't say I like Batman. Okay. That's going too far. I'm becoming more comfortable with the concept. He's introduced me to some of the original, Batman concepts, and I'm learning more about him. And he's maybe not as horrific as I initially felt. I'll say that.
Yo! Steph, I would like to insert to the court for evidence Steph Ray from.
Oh, see? The internet, the slander. The internet froze it. They said, nope, you're not going to talk about my good sis this way.
You know what that is?
No.
That's Batman coming through with his money, talking about you trying to slander my shit. Okay.
Stephanie got hit with a cease and desist.
Real quick. Wayne Enterprises will not stand for slander. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want that smoke. Honestly, I'm
the
very
devil
smart
works hard, but white supremacy works harder.
to compete with Wayne Enterprises. I want to know what you're seeing out there, Nolly. Are there people walking past you and passing around?
There's a lot of families getting ready for this people never got a samurai sword.
Can you pause it for a sec? I want to see what the sidewalk looks like.
It's kind of. Let me see if I. Not me being an elder millennial trying to figure out how to. Nope, that's not. You know what?
Nope.
Ain't nobody else out anyway. That's what I was trying to say.
Over here,
but speaking of Mandalorian, so that this short show doesn't go on forever. Don't do that. Don't do that. I just started talking. That's rude. Okay. Anyway, Mandalorian. I'm hyped. I think it means a lot of things because technically the Mandalorian in itself is a plural, right? Because we don't need the Mandalorians. The Mandalorian refers to the people, the Hui. Okay. I'm thinking because we finally hit that point where how much more can we do with Ginger and Grogu, right? So we got Bo-Katan in her prime on her epic ass redemption era, which I am here for. She needs, but I also need her to challenge him to get the dark saber so she could actually reunite the peoples. Okay, but I am hype. We had a cameo, and if y'all don't
I
know,
think
then you
Stephanie's
don't
trying
know.
to
Go ahead.
avoid the spoilers.
Before we get too far, I have we can table this so you can finish, Nolly. But I have a major question. I did see the last episode, so I figured out how they eat. I've been wondering that for a while. How do they survive that way?
In their butts.
I posited the question. How do they produce new Mandalorians?
Okay,
Okay,
we
talking
asked
about
that
Kid
last
covered.
week. Yes.
Okay.
Last week we were like, do they take off the helmet and put on another helmet? Do they not wear a helmet below but wear a helmet on top? We have questions
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
with no answers.
Okay, so no one knows.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm
listen,
100% positive that it's neck down, nothing.
So
Helmet,
you don't know what this person looks like. You don't know what your baby's gonna look like. You don't get to see their face.
This is the way.
I mean, it's gonna be in a helmet anyway, right?
yeah, basically. I think that the rule in Mandalorian lore is only one helmet at a time, and I don't think that they can actually put, So this is why the babies, typically come out, and you're not able to.
Also, if you get creative with positions, nobody's got to see each other's face.
Oh, if you can go in the room and shut the door.
Some facial expressions be making me feel awkward, so I get it.
Nah.
I don't. Maybe I don't want to see his O face.
All right. So evidently, we have some compartmentalized, let's just say, commentary today. So since Steph didn't talk Mando and probably has to go because she's waiting for the train to take her back to Gotham City right now, we're going to talk with Steph about a subject, and I will allow anybody who doesn't want to partake in this subject to gracefully bow just for a few moments if necessary. But I just want to get I don't want to spend all day on this because it's a whole weird thing, right? But last week, we did get a message that did state that basically this had happened. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want, this to be something that made me look at anybody different. But the first thing you do because of nowadays' culture is you assume you jump to the defense of the woman. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, well, that's not right. We don't want to see anything like that happen in any universe. But then it was quickly recanted or something happened where it was like, all right, well, maybe it didn't happen. And then his PR firm came in and was like, well, she actually said it was her fault and my bad and so on and so forth. But people are saying like, well, that should teach him for so on and so forth. And I just don't know, like, I don't know what's going on, Steph. What's your perspective? I mean, as the resident, arbiter of gossip, what is it that we are doing here with all of this? Are we mad? Are we not mad? Is he forgiven? Did it happen? Is this something where you just on the side of whoever it is you like? What's up?
I don't have enough information to have a fully informed opinion about this topic, but for me, I am currently balancing my strong belief in always believing victims with my awareness of America having a long history of white women weaponizing their tears against Black men. And that's something that I have to consider anytime that a white woman accuses especially a well-known wealthy Black man of assault, etc. And so I really kind of reserving a conclusion until I know more.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, honestly, I think that it doesn't hurt that it was recanted. I think that it definitely helps Marvel fans who are like, come on, bro, like we already shot like so much of this MCU world that we're building. We don't want to now have, protests outside of each, movie, but at the same time, you don't want to minimize what could have been a very traumatic moment for a woman that I don't want to sit here and make light of just because I'm geeked about a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman being abused domestically is not something that I want to sit and make jokes or make light about. But my honest opinion isn't even an opinion. It's more not even about Jonathan Majors. It's more about Marvel. I cared less about Jonathan. I was like, come on, don't do this to Kang, bro. You look what you're doing to the Kang dynasty. So I just hope that they get this together. I hope that it ends up coming out, in a manner that is mutually respectful for all. I hope that if she needs justice, she gets her justice. I hope that if he was what's the word? If he was either, I don't know if the right word is slandered or not, but
if he was falsely accused,
yeah, whatever. I hope that it all makes sense. I am a little at ease because of the balance. I mean, we could sit and talk about the what happened. I mean, I happen to believe that there's a fixer amongst us. It smells of Olivia Pope. If I may, it just feels like there was a hold on. I got this. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Do you really want this to be? Do you want to be that guy? You want to be that guy? Like, type of thing. And like, listen. But I don't want to get into it because, as you said, right now it's all speculation. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, even though we did get the, like I said, the word out from his team saying basically she said it was her fault. Something tells me that she may have been coaxed into even saying that. So I don't know. I just don't know. But at least it's much better than other situations that have arisen in the past. At least he didn't get arrested 13 times in Hawaii for bullying women and still has a movie coming out. At least he, I mean that there's a whole host of things that are going on out there that are definitely noteworthy as well. So not to take him off the hook, but just say that in the realm of controversy, he is one of many that have faced controversy. And we do believe women, but man, this is a tricky story. What's up, Steph?
and I think that whatever happened, whether he raised his voice and called her out her name, whether she lunged at him and he pushed her out the way, whether he actually did something awful, I don't know. Whatever happened, I do feel relatively confident that because he is a large, muscular, brown-skinned Black man, he is going to face harsher criticism and harsher consequences than a white guy doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a thing. And I hate the fact, because like you said, need we not point out, obviously, the history? Need we point out Rosewood, all right, Greenville? Need we point out all of these different, Emmett Till, all of these different unfortunate historical references that we have to point to that will give us credence to believe that all you have to do basically is launch the allegation, and that just automatically proves that he's, up for the tree. So I don't want to jump to that, but at the same time, we're also amidst the post-Me Too era, which I don't think is over. It's still, Weinstein just got 25 more years. So it's a whole thing. So it's really murky. It's tricky. Okay, somebody just pulled up, man. Dolly, all right, I ain't gonna put up blast. I'll let it come on when she can. But I think that is yet to be determined what actually will be the result. All I can say is you better not mess up my MCU, because there's too much riding on this man. And we were just getting from Kevin Feige his whole ideal of how many ranges he has. We just saw all of the Kang, the dynasty of Kang, and basically what some are calling the Kangverse. For those of y'all, spoiler alert, who did see the Ant-Man 3 movie. So the Council of Kang has already surfaced. It's too late for them to redo it, and so hopefully this all comes to a resolution. Now on other news, because we're not going to be here too long because we got cosplay to do. And speaking of cosplay, I see Nolly's out there. We just had a special guest pop in. We'll go on this in a little bit. But yo, listen, what's that? What's that, Nolly? What's that? What you showing her? Is that somebody in the background? Oh, that's baby girl. My bad. Well, be careful, man, because we got bad signal in the hotel Hilton. Evidently, Steph's man is Jace Fox, Lucius Fox's son, who also becomes Batman.
I just walked past like 3 Sith Lords and someone with a shirt that had a sarlacc on it that said, "I don't like sand." So it's going to be a day.
Well, yo, man, speaking of Sith Lords, man, in the world of Star Wars, now we'll try to let you hang out for a little bit. Oh, Steph looks like her train just pulled up, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that works. We definitely have to talk about this week's episode of, for those who don't know,
I love
Star Wars.
I gotta go. I'm teaching a workshop, but it was good to see the faces.
Okay.
Fun stuff.
All right, bye, Steph.
I'm in Cold Town Improv Theater in Austin, Texas. If you're in Texas, come check it out. Take some classes.
Yeah.
Have a good time. See some shows.
Hey, come go check out Steph, y'all. Steph, the celebrity whisperer.
Actually, last night I met a comedian named Rodney Perry.
Yeah, he know me.
Yeah. I met Rodney Perry last night and chatted.
Okay, tell him I said what up. That's my dog. He actually, well, we got history. So, in the world of comedy, you know, I got a little pull. You know what I'm saying? You know, so do your thing, Steph. We love you. We miss you. We wish you could have been here for our interview this week, but definitely go secure that bag, Pooh. We're gonna go ahead and let you go do your thing. I'm gonna see how long she stay on the camera because you know Steph don't mind the camera. All right, man. I'll let her gracefully bow out. Check out Steph again, y'all. Make sure y'all get her on your Instagram pages and all of that, man. She is doing the Lord's work right now. We have to discuss this Mandalorian stuff, man, because first of all, like I said, we ain't got too much time. Second of all, this week's episode was bananas, all right, if I may say so, all right? And we already know we got a mandaphobe in the house, so I'm sure he hates every minute of it. And by the way, Tyrone, you know I'm just playing, homeboy. You know I'm just playing.
I think this episode is exactly what Tyrone was looking for this season. That's my guess.
Look at that
I'm
face.
gonna go with it.
Is that the face of somebody who looked like they enjoyed the episode?
He wants a story. He wants developed storylines that add substance. And it's not just pew, pew, pew every episode. And I think this is what's going to lead to making Tyrone happy and satisfied by the time the season ends. That's just me. I'm a bank on it. I only got $5, so that's what I'm going to put on it. But
she's betting her parking pass. All right. Well, I will take the counterpoint on this one. I will be the plaintiff, the defense. And I will say, no, I believe that Tyrone thought that this is more of the same, that we learned nothing, that everything that happened in this episode, we already knew. Yes, we got to see a couple things happen, but yeah, those things happen and big deal. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's still more Boba Fett, less Andor, even though I know he wouldn't mention either of those and they had nothing to do with this episode, but he would prefer less of the action and more of the story development, which frankly didn't really happen until the very end of the episode. I say we go to the source. Tyrone, what say you about this episode, bro?
First, I just want to say how much I enjoyed that little back and forth. I was like, just getting in my brain and stuff and walking around and having a good time. No, I mean, it's the episode was fun. The action was fun. It was a good time. The Bo-Katan story has been, forwarded a little bit more. The show is still what I think it is, which is they're going for action-packed, moments, cameos, things like that. And they want it to be a fun Mandalorian show with a bunch of action and stuff like that. And I'm not faulting them for it. And I think it has its place in Star Wars. I think that's kind of what especially Dave Filoni wants Star Wars shows to be. And it is what it is. Somebody who is Star Wars as a whole is just, I love it. You know what I mean? It's something that I deeply love. It. I have my entire life. So, I don't mind letting things be what they need to be, and just kind of just enjoying them for what they are. And that's where I'm sitting with the Mandalorian and with this episode. I do think it'll be interesting to see where the Bo-Katan thing goes and stuff. But yeah, I definitely agree with the idea that they seem to be moving on from Grogu and Din Djarin. I mean, they basically have sort of bit parts in this season at the moment. Even though I do think it's still going to matter to the Empire, maybe Moff Gideon, whoever else, to get their hands on Grogu. Maybe he's still something special and a motivating factor for them. I do hope that one day we go like hundreds of years into the future to see a grown, well-trained Grogu doing his thing and maybe taking us into a new era. But yeah, they're kind of trying to reestablish Mandalore almost in a way, and we'll see how that works out for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of digging the whole concept of them being more open to other Mandalorian stories. I'm digging the allegory of Mandalorian not being about Din Djarin solely. I mean, the Mandalorian, as far as we know, could very well be about Grogu because he now has chosen the way of the Mandalorian. Also, Grogu and Bo-Katan are coming into the fold at the same time with regard to the Mandalorian. They're both learning about the Mandalorian aspects and the religion, so to speak, at the same time, which is kind of dope to watch them both get developed. Although, let's kind of start from the end. And by the way, for those who haven't watched this already and want to watch this on the replay, first of all, thank you for pulling up. Thank you for everybody who's watching right now on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and on listening to us on any of our audio podcasts, which is on iHeartMedia, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and I'm sure I'm forgetting one. Spotify. Yes, Spotify as well. Thank you. So if y'all are there, please put. Oh my God, yo!
Oh no, there's a spider on the wall.
Yo!
I told you.
Yo! Okay, yo! Hold on.
Reveal coming up.
Hold on. Come on through. I'm gonna move out the way.
What's happening, family?
Oh shit! Nicely done.
Like that?
I love it.
Pro on point though.
Yes.
What's up?
Yo!
We need to get you a couple books to carry around too.
Yep.
Listen, I'll think about that one.
Yo! Hold on. Scoot over a little bit. Yo! Bruh! Are we talking Valerie? Did we just bring Valerie into the... Bruh! Valerie is in that. Yo, I ain't seen nobody do Valerie, bro. Pull up. Are you serious? Yo, so yes, what's the inspiration, man? Talk to us.
Well, we were just talking about Valerie and how dope she is and how she's like the original and no one really knows about her. And I was like, let me bring her to life. So I am Valerie.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm floored. The originality is completely, first of all,
awesome.
I'm bowing down and worshiping, you know what I'm saying? Like the creativity. And I'm also going to give you your props because unfortunately, our page and other pages have been spotlighting Valerie, especially due to her imagery being used as Jessica Drew in the upcoming Across the Spider-Verse. But unfortunately, she's not as well known of a character as we'd like her to be. So we're going to definitely give her flowers today via Yaz, via her own comic, via her coming to life in those Spider-Man miniseries comic books in the 70s. So thank you so much. Yes, it's like Pam Grier becomes Spider-Woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you not love it? We also got, if you didn't see the previews earlier, we have a little Lunella Lafayette. Lunella, excuse me. Oh, shoot.
Lunella Lafayette.
Excuse me, man. Lunella Lafayette.
Ooh, so serious too.
Also known as Moon Girl in the house. And I had yet to reveal my little thing, but we're gonna take a couple pictures. We're gonna talk about that a little later. But man, look at it. Yo, come on, bro. I'm just gonna move out the way.
Let me just make sure my crow's good to go.
Yaz, I want to see how long it takes before Yaz is like, no more pictures. Meet me outside. Pay me $5. You're gonna be stopping a lot today. And enjoy
I know
that.
That was the point of it. Was like for me to be a conversation starter. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to bring someone that hasn't been cosplayed before in Into the Spider-Verse is supposed to be coming out soon. So I figured it would be a great, pre-mashup for everybody. And the nerds are just gonna fall out and love it. The cat suit yesterday was awesome. People loved it. So I cannot wait.
I was telling them how we were getting stopped to take pics, and then a couple times folks was like, wait a minute, you're from the New Blurred Order? We follow you guys. We love you guys. We was like, and this is the funny part. We were playing cool, like me and Yaz. We'd be like, yeah, all right, of course. And then they walk away, we'd be like, yo, do you believe it? They freaking know we are, man. Like it's so crazy, man. Like we're so geek right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, Yaz did her thing yesterday, man. She pulled up on Fly, man, ready to go ahead and let it be known. This is for those who don't know. This appears to be, if I'm not mistaken, Yaz, this is the Zoe Kravitz version of Catwoman. Kind of, there's some classic stuff in there as well, but you definitely pulled that off. What's the inspiration for that, man? What's going on?
I don't know. I just felt like being very vintage this year, like taking it back to the classics, women power, and just I'm all about it. So, I wanted to be empowering women. It's Women History Month, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring it back to the women this month. So I figured 2 powerhouses. I'm going to go with Valerie and Catwoman. I mean, who doesn't love a woman in a cat suit?
Yo, oh my God. I already see the thrills coming up on the way for to go. Yo, I've never seen a Valerie. Tyrone.
Yeah. That's going to be very popular. Seriously, you're going to be just taking pictures all day long and enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy it.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah, so you can see why we having a shorter show today. Is it charged?
Vince is so like I can see how you don't even want to be in a chair anymore. You're like, I need to be out.
I'm downstairs. I'm ready. I'm like, y'all coming down? What's up? Let's go.
Now you should come up. If you want, Nolly, come up to. You got the key, right? Or do you?
No, she gave it.
No,
Yes.
Well, if you want to
come down.
If you want to, no, you can just come up. We could answer the door.
You need it to get into the elevator.
Get in the elevator. Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Well,
they be doing.
Go, if you could, Moon Girl, go grab Nolly. If y'all want to come in now, don't mind. The room is under construction. All right, so don't necessarily.
You should see my living room and my closet.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. There's been some spillage. But anyway, since we're keeping the show, first of all, Moon Girl's on the way down to get you. But let's go ahead and discuss a couple things. Shout out to Austin as well in the background, man, playing the supportive husband. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting there minding his business. You know what I'm saying? And what a delight to see him sit there, watch his woman put the afro on with the He's so happy. He's like a proud mom, dad, and grandfather all at once. You know who we saw yesterday? We saw Gandalf, right? Who looked almost like Ian McClellan, but he had his woman with him, and her name was Grandolph.
And she had the cape out with all the grandkids on it. It was great. I was like, yo, you're killing it.
Grandolph, Tyrone.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
I just saw cars run out of the elevator.
Hold on, she's coming. Hey, yo, by the way, once you on the way up, since we'll probably lose you. Now we're gonna lose you in the elevator, but once you get up, you can use the Wi-Fi when you get into the room. All right, and I'll try to, I'm gonna try to spread us out a little bit so we can all fit on the cam if possible. I'll move this back a little bit. So Moon Girl's coming down. If you want, whenever, just tap out, tap back in. We're gonna talk a little Mando with the Mando fold real quick, and then we'll come back. I'm playing Tyrone. I don't, Tyrone takes these things seriously sometimes. You know what I'm saying? He was like, look, I didn't like the way you were referring to me as just want to make sure that we're clear that you don't have a career. Anyway, just playing. So a couple other things that were noteworthy in this show, particularly. I'm gonna wait for Navi to come back because I want to discuss this. But in particular, I did like the fact that they got their reparations. You know what I'm saying? That that the Mandos finally got their 40 acres and a mule. They got their own land now. Hallelujah. So that's cool for them to come into the surface. I don't like the fact that I believe his name is Captain Carson Tava. All right, this dude had a whole snitch. These freaking droids ain't shit, bro. Like, he just pulled up on him and was like, how'd you know we were here? Like, oh, well, I have a source. Like, bitch, so y'all droids is out there straight 48 hours and motherfuckers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Please.
Do you guys even know who that man is?
You mean the guy who pulled over Mando?
Yeah.
Or?
So this guy, if you guys haven't checked it out, please do. It is a fabulous show, like literally one of the funniest and the greatest Canadian-based shows.
I know what you're talking about.
This man is the dad off of Kim's Convenience. It's on Netflix. It is hilarious.
Yeah,
oh my god! And
I've heard about
his
that.
name is Appa, and you got to check him out, man. And like Austin and I, we're used to him having, you know, because he's Korean, so we're used to him having a Korean accent. And then this one, he just has, you know, just like a normal, like he's just talking normally, and we were just like, whoa, like the switch up is incredible. So you have to check it out, because that character is just hilarious. And all in all, like you have to go check him out on Kim's Convenience.
Listen to imperialism getting Yaz. He's talking about talking normally.
He's talking. Nah, but we get it. You know what I'm saying? Well, he has one accent in one show,
Yes.
and then he has a Star Warsian accent in the other show. That's all, you know. But I'm glad. Look, a lot of folks are getting their flowers on this show. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but the director of this actual episode is somebody that you may recognize.
Directed by Pete Ramsey. You might know him as being behind Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and he definitely brings a lot with him in his first trip to a galaxy far, far away.
Ramsey, if I'm not mistaken, who gave us Into the Spider-Verse, the gritty thing that led to Kid Cudi's animated story as well. Definitely want to give him his flowers as well. Also, for those who don't know, this right here was the guy from Game of Thrones. And look who's in the place. It makes us all up. We is into his eye. Uh-oh. There it is. There she is. All right, we got not. All right, you know what? Let me do this right quick. We're gonna make some adjustments. You can unplug that. All right, we're just gonna go ahead.
Not the most on the fly show ever.
Hey, what's going on?
This looks like at the family reunion when everybody's trying to get together for a picture.
Scoot in, y'all. Scoot in. Look, man. Look who it is. All right, man. Look, I feel well protected right now. You know what I'm saying? Run up if you want to. Hallelujah.
Don't do that. I'm from
So yeah, man, family's in the building. How you doing, man? Good to see you as well. We were just about to talk, Nolly, about our guest appearance from one Zeb, who, if I'm not mistaken, actually was in the Rebels show. Yeah. Talk to us about the significance of him making his appearance.
This is basically going to bridge, because in the Ahsoka series, we're getting a lot of animated characters brought into real life, just like we've been having. We're getting Ezra Bridgers, we're getting Sabine. So having Zeb is like that good segue. The minute I saw him, my heart went, oh! And then I immediately turned to my boyfriend and I said, "Does this make me a furry?" Because he's attractive.
Yo, come on, man. Yo, hold on. I ain't gonna mention the fact
he's tall, dark, and handsome.
Both of our daughters are like sitting across the table looking at us like.
Austin smiling.
Austin is Grandalf. Not just kidding. He's doing his thing over there. So yeah, man. I think that now, Ty, Rome. Like, what say you? By the way, shout out to Bad Ty, who is attending his daughter's first soccer game or something like that. Good luck to her, and hopefully that goes well. Hopefully she wins. If she doesn't, doesn't matter, because everybody wins in the world of Little League. So we hope everything's going well there, brother. But what do you feel like, Tyrone, when you see like these guest appearances from these animated characters? Do you feel like or do you feel like, oh, okay, I could dig it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your? I mean, is it different? Does it vary depending on who the character is, or is it universal?
It's like, okay, look, there's that guy, or that girl, you know, or that person, or alien, or whatever. It's just, you know, it doesn't. Cameos don't excite me a bunch,
right?
But you know, it's cool to see, you know, this character, you know, depicted in a live action form, and you know, also this particular race is I forgot the name of the character, but in Jedi Fallen Order, this is Cal Kestis' old master. Not this guy, but like he's also part of that same race of aliens. So you know, it's cool to see these folks in live action.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it's public domain. I completely lost my shit when Cad Bane walked in Clint Eastwood style from afar.
Yeah, the Cad Bane moment was kind of like a cooler moment, I think. Like that was like a more significant moment than this one. So I definitely feel you there.
Yeah, and as somebody who is still not completely, I haven't memorized every Star Wars animated series. I watched Rebels but didn't finish it. All right, so I'm not as up to par. Now she just lost 2 heartbeats.
I feel like the Bad Batch is the only one you've completed.
Oh my God, Bad Batch. Bad Batch.
And remember how you guys were not on the train for that? You guys were hating. Now this year, Vince is over here. Vince is over here like side text me. Yes, yo, you were right, yo. The Bad Batches, yo, it's gas. Have you checked out this episode? Just saying,
this season of Bad Batch it's better than Mandalorian right now. I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yo, this season. It's seasoning, like, as Nolly would say.
I think I'm 2 episodes behind, but I've been in, like, honestly, I think that they've kind of like nailed some of the story elements of Bad Batch, and had gotten it to the point where, like, they got to a point, and I think it was the 7th episode where I was like, oh, okay, I see how you did that. All right, but still, like, Omega needs to sit her ass down somewhere. Just sit down.
Not this time. Not this time.
All the time.
No. I'm caping for Omega this time because Omega. And they've done a good job of, without spoiling what's going on too much, I would just say they've done a good job as it pertains to the balance of Omega's emotion and the Bad Batch's lack of emotions. You know, when there are certain instances in this season where there are certain characters who go their separate ways or so on or whatever. And the characters, you know, Hunter's like, all right, you know, and Ricker, he's like, all right, well, that's just how it is, you know. She's like, but how do you feel that way? You know, I can't do New Zealand. All right, I'm sorry, but so I like that. I like. At first, I was a little on the Wanda Sykes Fee character. I was like, that was kind of cool. I was like, because you know she came across like real weird. But as you keep watching, it's essential. And it actually plays a very integral role in the pathway of the clones. But one thing I love in this, I don't know, we ventured into Clone War, into Bad Batch, and it's worthy of doing it. Forget it, because I didn't upload nothing for this, so no pictures, no videos, whatever. But one thing I love about this season of the Clone of Bad Batch is the introduction. If this is the introduction, maybe it's probably not. It's probably in the literature or in some other form of Star Wars lore. Mm-hmm. But the introduction into mainstream of the concept of clones' rights, like the concept of clone rights.
Yeah,
I never really thought about that. Like, clones were made genetically for the purpose of fighting, and now when they're obsolete, there's literally dudes talking about their property of the empire, like. Are we seeing what's going on here? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Is it just me? Are we not seeing like the background, like the parallels that are being drawn as it pertains to civil rights and clones' rights and things like that? And there's like one politician who's like advocating for clone rights, and then there's people like, well, I mean, they're just, you know, they get so. I think I'm quoting one dude. He was like, they can be a little unpredictable just because of the Jedi and stuff like that. And so it's like, it's a whole concept that I never thought of, because in the first 3 movies, from A New Hope to Return of the Jedi, we don't see a whole bunch of clones. It's all stormtroopers. So the storyline of what happened between Attack of the Clones and the generation of all those Jango Fett clones up until the point where we have nothing but stormtroopers is a storyline that has yet to be told. Right, Tyrone? Am I tripping?
It's been kind of like alluded to a few times, and like you've seen it sort of like you know, come up in ways like with when they talked about, like with Finn, with they kind of alluded to it with Finn in the Stormtrooper program and stuff, and like how they, you know, people started enlisting for the cause, and you know, it wasn't just clones anymore, like that kind of thing. But to get into it in a political sense, the way they're doing in the Bad Batch, I wasn't expecting that. And that, you know, honestly, it's been my favorite part of this season, because it's I'm like, oh shit, okay. And the way, you know, I won't get too deep into spoilers, but the way strings were pulled and the way you know, moves were made, I'm like, all right, like that story was, they kind of nailed it. I was like, okay, they kind of hit that shit.
Just go ahead and say it. It's okay.
Oh no, the first season was still absolute garbage in my opinion, but
still kids would say. But I think that's because it was so Omega centric, if I will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all centered around the whole usual Star Wars. Omega? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know, we guys, you know, and it was like, all right, Omega, we get it. You're you know, a little girl who's coming into the world. And, I mean, you have your plight, we get it. But this season, Omega ain't no bullshit. Like, she's got her Thunderbolt or whatever that thing is, and she pulls it out there. She know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? And the only issue I have with Bad Batch right now is that you have these 3 or 4 grown ass clones that are going around in full armor, helmets all down to the T, but they got little Omega running around with a little bow and a slingshot, you know what I'm saying? Like, with no armor at all, in the same battles, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, who trained y'all? Like, y'all just gonna let this girl just rummage around with zero armor?
They're like, I wish these clones had better aim because I'm sick of this.
Yo, but anyway, I love that concept, but that brings me back to Mandalorian. So what we're seeing right now in Mandalorian, as they're bringing in characters from the animated universe, you can almost bet that at some point in time, Nolly, they're more than likely going to start introducing Clone Wars. They're already introducing. Freaking Bo-Katan is practically, the star of this season. So with the introduction of Zeb from Star Wars Rebels in this season, you can almost bet that at some point in time we may be seeing a Hunter. We may see possibly a Wrecker or even who knows, an Omega. What you think, Mallory?
I agree. I'm more curious to see how they explain where the Mandalorian are for the 3 most recent movies, because we had absolutely none, and the timelines are eventually going to cross. And so, I want to know what's going to be the whole story arc with Bo-Katan going to get other Mandalorians, bringing them to Navarro, and then how is that going to play out in terms of timeline, story content, because we don't get any Mandalorian really mentioned at all whatsoever in the most recent 3 movies. And so I want to know what they were doing. What's going on? What happened?
They were training.
Can I just say how dope this is that we're in person? This is a New Blurred Order first. We've done some live stuff before, but this is the first time we've kind of been moderated by Tyrone from New York. It's New Blurred Order night.
Morning.
You were about to say something real quick, Tyrone?
Oh no, I would. My thought is that the future, like where they are now and where they're going, the future is not bright for the Mandalorians because, like Nolly pointed out, we had 3, sequel trilogy. We had the sequel trilogy, the Fallen Order era, or not the Fallen Order, the New Order era, and we didn't see a single Mandalorian or hear about them at all. So that either they have become a nation of leave us the fuck alone, or they have disappeared. So it is going to be interesting to see how we got there. And maybe this new way of being is going to be a bad way, because in the beginning of the last episode, there's still a people of like, we're hiding, and if somebody finds out where we are, we're moving. But now they're like, oh, we live in the open now. So we'll see how that affects the entire population of Mandalorians that are existing still, I guess. And I see that, okay, there've been there's a little bit of freezing. I was like, damn, they're really interested in what I'm saying right now. Turns out it just froze. So, they could be sitting there laughing at me. Who knows? And we'll see what happens. This is the judgment on these frozen faces is doing something deep in my core that I don't even know how to deal with right now. Okay, stay completely quiet if you agree that the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian were far superior to this 3rd season of The Mandalorian. Okay, good. I agree too. I'm glad to hear that.
Everything that you said, on point, accurate. I can't wait to watch it back because I don't know what happened.
Bravo.
But it was great.
Well done.
You did
well
so
done.
good.
You handled that, bro.
Look at you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we had a good time while you were gone. It was. I don't know if you knew this, but 3 years have passed since that.
What is this, Manifest?
Welcome to the New Blurred Tyrone. Well, yeah. What's up, Sean? It's my cousin in the shout out to my cousin Sean. I don't know if he's still there or not. He did say something a little earlier, but we will have you back on. I know he think we don't like him because he said some erroneous things about Black Panther 1, but it's okay. We allow all opinions, even when you're wrong. It's cool. But yeah, man. So the issue, I think, let's just go into some key moments of the show. Thank you for holding it down. That may happen once or twice again, but maybe we'll be gone before that. So here's a few things that I have questions about. So at the very end of the episode, first of all, I'm not really a huge fan of the fact that these pirates, you know what I'm saying, like, are trying to shut down the city for what? Like, what's the real purpose of them? They just angry and they just want to kill because they think that they shouldn't they should allow them to drink beer at the school. And so since Grieve Karga says, nah, you can't, this is a school no more, he decides he's going to come back and launch a war against him because he feels like he's owed the property. I mean, Nolly, you have studied this portion, man. What's oh no, I don't know, but what's going on? Like, why are they waging war with the people of this land right here? It's an independent land. Like, what's the purpose?
It's fragile eagles because he mentioned that Jinjarin and Grief Karga had murdered in cold blood his mercenaries or whatever, so he's just getting revenge. It's fragile eagle. It was unnecessary, and look what happened. That's what you get when you get upset.
Yeah, man. So you get a whole face full of Mandos, man, and they pulled up in rare form and just went to ass whooping just nonstop. I love it, you know. And he still ain't whipped out the dark saber. Like, he's being real timid with it, you know, and there's whole reasons for that. But the big question before we even get up out of here is, what the fuck is the armorer doing? What is she cooking up over here? Why would she have, Bo-Katan remove her helmet after she spent all this time by the fire trying to figure out what it is that the Mandalorian Children of the Light are all about, just to whip her underground and to give her this speech about whatever this could be? What's up, Nolly?
I think she realizes that they're in a different age now. They've lost Mandalore. They have to adjust to the times, and, you know, being secretive and secluded by themselves in their few numbers is not going to do a lot for them. So having Bo-Katan continue as she was, removing her helmet, and she saw, you know, we know Bo-Katan's story. She united so many people, and she was the head of like the Civil War and everything. So she knows that Bo-Katan has that power to kind of bring people together, and so she doesn't want to hinder Bo-Katan at any point. And so I feel like she's accepting that they're in a new day and age. They have to do things differently. You can't always be straight by the book anymore. You got to make some adjustments. You have to evolve. And so we're going to see some interesting stuff come up.
Can we just talk about how she mentioned the mythosaur finally?
Yeah, right. She's actually given her some. First of all, what kind of trickery is she into?
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
why does she sit here and act like, oh yeah, oh that's cute?
Yeah, she was like, that's a cool.
She was like, if you say so.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, boo.
This is the way. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden she's like, so you actually saw a mythosaur. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And but the keys, Tyrone, for me, is she starts bringing up the fact that she is of Kree's descent. You know, that she has some historical value with the Mandalorians, all right, and that she actually, should be familiar with the area that she was in when she started calling her out about being of Kree's descent. So I'm just trying to figure out, Tyrone, like, what do you think? What do you specifically, Tyrone, think the armorer is up to here? Is she up to shenanigans? Is she got the Mandalorian's best interest at heart? What do you think is going on?
So my opinion on this is she's not up to anything, and it's exactly what she's telling us it is, because that's what this that's what the Mandalorian's been doing in this season. It's like action, and then here's what's happening in these people's minds right now. Like they just tell us. Like it's not like they're building to something. It's a bunch of action. Here's some exposition to let you know why this action's happening, and then we're moving to the next thing. So what we have is the mythosaur, this fight, and her saving the foundling is enough to have changed the entire religious beliefs of the armorer to where she's like, I don't really fuck with this helmet rule anymore, and we're gonna move forward from there. Don't ask any questions. I think that's kind of where we are at the show right now.
Shout out to Dizzy Death in the comment section, who just pulled up with a theory. I'm gonna read it out loud. I like the theory that the armorer may really be Satine Kryze. Satine, excuse me. Now, Nolly, you familiar with Satine Kryze?
A little bit, but now I'm thinking this has got my cogwheels turning. Speaking of, the armorer is going to be at MegaCon today.
The armorer is at MegaCon today.
So I'm just saying, Did you see her get down? She was kicking their asses, okay, with her fucking little hammer things. Yo, she was going in.
Yo, and the same hammer that she used to pass around the room when there was a debate over whether or not the Mandalorians should go to the rescue of Grieve Karga, which we got a unique speech that could have been straight out of Friday Night Lights from Paz Vizsla, who, I mean, went full left. In the world of comedy, we call that a misdirection. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he had me in the first half.
I was like, if you don't sit your puss ass down,
right?
Like, no, and that's why, because we are Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? He may as well have been like, this is Sparta. You know what I'm saying?
That was very Clone Wars. That whole speech was so Clone Wars. I was like, oh, that's some Dave Filoni stuff right there.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, it was Dave Filoni, but once again, let's give him his props. It was
directed by Pete Ramsey. You might know him as being by.
So just want to throw that out for my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? One time I always love when we get to see hyperspace with multiple vehicles, with multiple spaces. Now, I will say that ever since, and I'm veering off here, we're going to close up in a little bit, but ever since I saw Star Trek, the last Star Trek, the one with Idris Elba, and there was an interception of, they were in hyperspace, which they call warp speed, and they got knocked out of warp by that was nuts. Like, I've never seen nothing like that, but just a quick tangent just to throw in for the geeks out there who know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, let's just say this week's episode was action-packed. Mandos finally get their 40 acres and a mule, and we actually are able to move forward. The question is, what happens next? I mean, I honestly don't know, because the plot has come to a bit of a halt, and I have a theory. That there's going to be some inter-Mandalorian, a word I just made up, disputes as it pertains to the direction going forward of the Mandalorian, which could very well be the reason why we don't see a lot of Mandalorians in the future. Because what we'll learn is, just like the demise of the planet Mandalore, even though you could say it was because of Empire tactics, could have very well been because the Mandalorians don't know how to get along with each other, which is also parallel to certain aspects of the modern universe, which we won't get into right now because we don't have time. But Nolly, I just think that in these upcoming episodes, because there's still like six, there's anywhere from 3 to 6 episodes. Does anybody know how many episodes?
Sure.
I don't know. But there's more than one.
Let me
know how many episodes.
But they've always been a fractured people, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there was a time when Darth Maul came, and there was a bunch of people that were like, I'm on that guy's side.
I mean, Bo-Katan led a whole civil war amongst her people, so they got history.
So I'm wondering, like, if what we're watching is the rise and fall of the Mandalorians all in the same breath, because of the different creeds and because of the different beliefs that they have within their own ranks, are unable to really forge a way forward. Because, I mean, you already got Paz Vizsla, who fought over the Darksaber. You already got Bo-Katan, who didn't want to have to take off her helmet, and and now is taking it off. And also, can we bring up the fact that the armorer basically just demandalorized Bo-Katan? Like, she just took away her religion, like, because she
created a new one, technically speaking.
Yeah,
I mean, she legit just created a new one and told everyone this is the way. Like, this is how we're gonna do shit now. And if you don't like it, well, bye.
You know what that is? Growth.
Is it growth? I mean, it's like saying, you know what? That cross you got around your neck, let's just go ahead and throw that in the fire. All right.
No, they're just saying we want to maybe eat together instead of separately. You know what I mean? Like,
man, then they would have took their helmets off together. You know
I
what
want
I'm
to
saying?
say this particular conversation is the result of some not so great storytelling.
Oh, the man!
We have these questions. We have 3 episodes left, by the way.
All right. Well, listen, we got plenty of time to see.
We also have the Moff Gideon thing.
Yeah, they keep bringing up Moff Gideon.
Yeah, he just literally disappeared. So now he's not in jail. Where'd he go?
What's going on with Moff?
Yeah. Also, I got a quick question, or not a question, but just a quick gripe. Like, why did the first 10 minutes of that episode? Why was it just Carson Teva hand delivering holographic messages? Email that shit. Like, we're flying all around the galaxy to be like, message.
Well, I also have another complaint about that, Tyrone. There was some fake news in this episode, a little bit of a misinformation when Jin Djarin, he basically said, "Hey, this dude showed us love one time, so we want to." No, he didn't. Bitch, you ran. You sped off before they could lock you up. You recall, like, he was about to turn him over. He was like, pew, you know what I'm saying? So this whole "he let me go" is misinformation, man. It's straight off of Fox News, off of Coruscant. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who it is. Tucker Carl. Let me stop. Let me not. I'm sorry. Tucker Carlson Tava. I'm sorry. We're not political. So sorry. Don't leave. All right.
Star Wars is political.
It's extremely political. Yeah. We'll keep it within the Star Wars realm.
I am very political.
But yeah, man, don't sit there and act Din Djarin. Don't sit there and rewrite history like, he let us go with the warning. No, bitch, you drove away full speed, ready for.
You could have followed him though.
Yeah, could he? I mean, he was in the Naboo Starfighter. It's one of the fastest ships out. You know what I'm saying?
I think this was back in the Razor Crest days when remember when they landed in that planet that was like it had that giant spider thing and like they had that whole thing. Like they actually I think that might have been the moment they were talking about because he
that's right
and then was like and then let him go.
You're right. They pulled up and he was stuck. And frankly,
like he was about to be done, and then they came out blasted that whole spider thing. But I do think they missed an opportunity for a hilarious moment when they were like, "Oh yeah, my droid snitched on y'all." Like the most hilarious thing would have been if somebody just immediately blasted that droid. Like they missed a hilarious opportunity, in my opinion. They should have just ended.
They all just looked at it too, like just
somebody should have the armor should have came and just.
It'd have been so messed up if R5 made it all the way from A New Hope to like episode 5 of The Mandalorian because he's a snitch. Oh man, snitches get blasted, bro. I mean, not even snitches, they lose their circuitry. But yeah, man, definitely a great. We'll debate on whether it's a great episode. Very revealing episode. Shout out to Zeb. Shout out to the Mandalorians and their newfound land. And shout out to the end of Swamp Thing's revenge. Dang, bro. I do get a feeling we're going to see the other pirate. What he said?
Oh, I said, thanks for playing. Yeah, he was.
Thank you for
Austin
playing.
called him all the almighty poo from Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
We were calling him something.
That's a deep cut video game.
Vibes. But anyway, man, I think that's going to do it for today. We have cosplay to get into. One time for Tyrone for leading the cause today and being our moderator from afar whenever the Wi-Fi decides to go Bruce Wayne on us. Shout out to Bad Ty, whose daughter hopefully kicked the winning goal today. Shout out to Steph, who's out there doing her thing, securing the bag and bringing all of the celebs to the yard. One time for Yvette Nicole Brown, who will be discussing with us next week, but it won't be airing until April 15th. Some of her new projects and just being a down-ass chick and being willing to speak with, a couple blurs like us because she identifies with the Lord. One time for Valerie the librarian. Okay, the librarian in the house. You feel me? Kiki, go ahead. Let's get a guest appearance. Come on in here. One time for Moon Girl in the building. Pull on up, Moon Girl. Oh, shit. Are we ready? Yeah. Yeah. Check out Moon Girl.
You look so good.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yes, amazing.
Hey, Moon Girl in the house.
Hell yeah.
And we will soon reveal what your boy will be as well. Thanks, Nolly and her princess, for showing up as well. One time for Austin in the background, man, playing good hubby, as we always do. And as we always say, y'all, make sure you be yourself authentically, because if you ain't being yourself, guess what you being? If it ain't real, it's fake. Oh, and one time, shout out to everybody who's commenting with all of these completely misogynistic comments on the New Blurred Order page because they didn't like Tiffy's opinion. Tiffy, Kiki, cover your ears for a second. Fuck you, that pussy ass shit. Yeah, some of these dudes got nothing but time. They will spend. I just roasted a dude for 15. He spent 15 hours going back and forth with Tiffy and Nolly about. And then look, it's one thing to disagree. It's another thing to bring up appearance, trying to degrade women, calling them all kind of names because you don't like their opinion about a 30-year-old, is it 20 years? I think like a 30-year-old Disney movie, bruh. Like, come on. Is that what we doing right now? You know, it's one I like it when folks are like, no, I disagree. Cool. But when you're like, if you don't sit your, that's why I don't know why they want to wipe you. Get your ass, who the fuck is you? Like, we talk about Disney characters. Are you really bringing your feelings to a fun fight? Puss ass nigga, sorry.
Therapy is therapy.
Literally, like, let's get on Talk Space and get your money's worth. But anyway, like I said, make sure you guys tune in, watch the replay. For those watching the replay, thank you for pulling up, like, share, comment. Please comment. We do respond to the comments on all of the sites, and make sure you always be in your authentic. Oh, shout out to this comment section as well. The Twitch folks, Dizzy Death. Thank you guys. Dizzy Death gets the comments of the day. Appreciate you pulling up, homeboy. But for all of y'all out there in Geekville, you're not alone, bro. For those of y'all think that you weird, you're not. You just ain't found your tribe. But if you pulled up on us, then you're definitely in the right place. But in all things, you a geek, please, as you continue to, just like Yaz is, just like I am, just like we is, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Deuces.
Hey guys, I love
the one I wanted to use. I'm gonna use this one this time. I'm gonna use that one either because that one is popular. So we'll go with this one. Thanks, Yvette. Pull up.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through